Welcome, Central Ohio, to the City League Sports Show here. In the studio today, my guy who carries the pride of the West Side, head basketball and alum of Briggs High School. We got Mr. Tony Rice in the studio today. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm your host, Dr. Vince Clarino. We about to chop it up West Side style in Briggs High School. Coach Rice, say hello to all the listeners out there.
Hello to everyone.
Hello. Hey, that is the typical, for anybody that knows Tone Rice, that would be about as typical of a response as you could get.
Right.
Hello to everyone out there. Hey, Coach, I've known you now for probably 35 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to keep adding years because we get older, so the years you know somebody goes longer, right?
Absolutely.
I start with a very profound piece from me. Never had a chance to say this to you, but as a City League guard, South Division, seeing you and playing against you, I always looked up to you.
Thank you.
You was like, for those that don't really know, for me, you was a bad dude.
Thank you.
You know, so let's kind of go all the way back to that. You know, you start for us, pull out of anywhere, Briggs High School. Give us a memory about playing and being at Briggs High School playing basketball.
Well, you know, just going to Briggs, I wasn't supposed to go to Briggs. You know,
Okay.
I went to Westmore, and all my friends and everyone went to West. You know, all my guys. John Sutton was like my, real close friend.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody went over. I went with one kid I knew at Briggs, and I didn't know anything. My very first varsity game I went to was the very first varsity game I played in.
Oh, wow.
I was raised by my grandmother, so that wasn't a real big thing, and she didn't care what school you went to, only education. I fought her tooth and nail not to go to Briggs.
Okay.
But she wasn't going. You going to school here. So,
Yeah.
And I met Coach Pinnell, and my whole life changed from there. I'm thinking, I'm gearing up. We on a fire drill, a couple guys with the varsity jackets on talking about the starters that year.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Right.
I was just happy to be playing.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I come out and I start the game. And
what year is this for you? What grade are you
freshman
in?
year.
Freshman year.
My freshman year.
You started.
I started from day one, my
Wow.
freshman year, and
Okay.
it was huge learning curve.
Yeah.
And just he put the ball in my hand, and ever since then, that was huge for me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So like, and I didn't know that part of your story. So here's my introduction to Tone Rice. My introduction to Tone Rice is a name on the scouting board.
Right.
You know, old school coaches, Chalk. You know, Chalk, and I remember him sharing with us all the things you could do. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I'm sitting there thinking like, man, who is this dude we about to go play against? You know what I mean? Because I'm just hearing it in practice, and I'm thinking to myself like, this dude must be amazing, right? And so, so by the time I catch up to you, you had probably been a starter for 3 years.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. By the time I catch you, you had been a starter for a couple of years.
Absolutely.
So this changes, this happens for you, and now all of a sudden, like basketball, was it always a part of you? Like
basketball wasn't really I was people don't understand me. I was really, I'm really like an introvert.
Yeah, okay.
So then, jumping into the scene like that right away, people I'll go to East Lamar, people, the freshmen, because at that time people wasn't, coming right on in starting.
Right.
So it wasn't, I still have Will, Charles Willis telling me the history of the City League. I didn't know much about it.
Right.
Basketball wasn't really huge for me until
he's an almanac. He got the dictionary, the almanac, the Wikipedia. He got a lot of stories in there, man. Yeah.
So he teaches me a lot about the history of it because a lot of that I didn't know before me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but I guess did you play basketball in middle school?
I played at Westmore the first year.
Oh, okay.
They opened up the first year. We the funny thing is
when it came back, when it was brought back,
the first year was my 8th grade year.
Okay,
and me and John Sutton was teammates. We had some other good players, and Westmore, we got in trouble while we didn't represent.
Okay.
We beat Franklin Middle School representative at the time. We beat them by 20 that year. But see, we lost a couple games because we had after school detention.
Okay, yeah. I get it.
Yeah,
hey. The memories that we hold on to, right? You know what I mean? That's the power of sports, though. Yeah. So you come in, you didn't know anything about Briggs. Briggs didn't know anything about you. Who's playing with you when you're a freshman? Who's some of those guys?
So
that was at Briggs?
What was very instrumental was Braylon Watkins, Big Chip.
Okay,
took me up under his wing.
Okay.
I go to the West Side Boys Club and things like that. But Chip would take me out to the Salesians Boys Club.
Okay.
Take me out here.
Yeah, downtown. Salesians. Yeah.
We used to have the courts on Broad Street in the back.
Church
outside.
League.
Outside?
Yeah. Talking about the church league.
Introduced me to all that.
Yeah, Nate and them guys was a part of that too, man. They was out there helping bring guys over from the West Side to the church league.
Absolutely. So, you know what I'm saying? So, Braylon Watkins, Carl Wilson, he was a senior.
Okay.
The upperclassmen, man, they really, really helped that transition for me.
Okay.
Sometimes you might get a little bit of negative stuff, but not my guys. They really helped me with that.
Right. So you go on, and I think like almost like folklore, people kind of hear about it, and I don't want to jump to it. So before we get to, because we're gonna get to this state Final Four stuff, right? We can't have Tone Rice on the show and not talk state Final Four stuff.
Right.
But as you look through it, not talking about the tournament stuff, what kind of memories? What stands out to you as a player? Is there any game, any moment? Is it a time where you did this, you did that, you went for 30 on somebody? Are these things in your mind?
I mean, some of the things in high school is in my mind. It was always a big game to play against Eastmore. They had the bigs and the things of that nature.
Because you would have played against like Sean Charlton and them guys.
I faced off against Sean Charlton.
Yeah. Watson would have been there, maybe.
Watson was definitely there. Watson was there 3 years.
Tone, okay.
Yeah, Tone Watson was there. West High, my freshman year, Torrey Kershaw.
Oh yeah, big T Kershaw. That's our guy. Yeah, I love Torrey, man. Good guy.
Torrey introduced me, but West High School, that rivalry back then was always, because I was, all my peoples went to West.
Yeah,
that was always a big thing. The scoring and everything, I started off as the point guard. I like to assist,
right?
But scoring, I had some real good, big games against Eastmore.
Okay.
West. It's something funny. Me and Coach Fennell had a little riff. It was my senior year.
Okay.
We beating West so bad. I'm looking across town as you do.
Yeah.
But one of my close friends, he was a freshman at Briggs.
Okay.
Gary Trent.
Yeah.
And he was built like Tom Fagan. If you didn't know that, his freshman year.
That's right. Yeah.
And he played freshman for us. He used to go in there talking about it. He can grab the rim.
Yeah.
A year later, he's a monster now.
Right.
So we always looking across town, looking at the paper and everything. So
right.
I see him on. You remember they had the Player of the Week?
100%.
So he Player of the Week. Coach taking me out. I probably got 20 at the end of the third and everything. I can't play against West the rest of the game. So now I can't make play. We just had that little inner battle and stuff. So just memories like that.
Yeah. You know what's beautiful, and I like the social media and what it does for us. But when we played, in order to find out what happened around the city, you had to get that newspaper the next day. You going through, you wanted to see, how people played and how they performed. And that was a big part of our childhood growing up. So you're playing at Briggs, and rightfully so. For all of the stories, you're a Division I basketball player.
Right. So
high skill set at a time before, I think, really, even as a sport, I don't know that we really knew what big guards were.
Right.
We were kind of, I say lucky, because when I talk to some of my buddies from around the country, right, who have played, and I say, when I was in high school, we had a big, and I talk about you. We had this big guard, and that was playing, 6'3", 6'4" type dude that was point guard, and then you had Jermaine also, who was a big, we had big guards before it was even kind of a thing.
Absolutely.
In Central Ohio.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I just remember thinking back and seeing you and Jermaine and saying to myself, this probably ain't for me, man. You know what I mean? I ain't nothing I could do, you know what I mean? To be honest, and then obviously it balances out because there's maybe another guy that's playing a different role. So the traditional guy on, let's say, y'all's team might have been my size, but he wasn't your point.
Exactly.
So you're playing point as a big guy. We got some kids right now running around us getting a little bit of that type of love. When you look back and you think of City League as a kid, now here you are, you're coaching Briggs High School, you're giving back and you're sharing your knowledge and your expertise with a whole new generations of young people, and maybe even some third generation. You might even be coaching some of your buddies' kids by now, maybe, right? When you look back on it, how is there a big difference then and now, per se? Do you see anything, or what reflects on you?
Oh, man, when I look back on it, it's a huge difference. I just think that, like you said, social media has changed it to a lot of people not putting in the work. and getting credit or getting views. Whereas back in the day, like you said, you had to open up the paper. You competed. You just, the competition of wanting to go cross town. Like we never got to play against in a real game against Whetstone.
There's one.
Like you look, I'm looking at the paper like I need to see this guy.
I need to see this guy. This dude up here doing 37. What is this dude doing?
What is this guy doing? So we always talk. We got to scrimmage him one time and it was fun. But just like that. Not now. These kids become more fans of the crosstown guy instead of wanting to
compete against them guys. 100%. I couldn't ever imagine per se. Maybe wanting to go someplace else and play than where I did. That's just a school that I kind of knew, and I say that I say jokingly with some people, and I was okay. I wasn't anything great. I was okay, but I shared with folks. If I would be allowed to go pull a highlight tape together, if I can go pull a clip from this game, that game, and put together, you would be saying, man, why that dude ain't at Kentucky?
Exactly.
That's you know what I mean? Because like anybody can look good if you just give a highlight of your best clips. Right. And I try to share that with some of these young guys who come and speak to me, parents who seek me out and ask me to share. I mean, it's not, it's parents from all over. It's parents that I know whose kids are in suburban schools or Catholic schools or whatever. And I say, well, before you get caught up on how great this kid is, like I said, look, this clip you watching, this is from 4 different games. It's in 4 different gyms. 3 of the games is home. One, like he got different colored jerseys on. Like don't be confused. Like if you go back and really look at that game in its entirety, that kid might not have played as great as the clips might look.
There you go.
Right? So social media has changed it a lot. Staying in the space then, and talking about competing, now let's dive into it, man. Your senior year, you guys are having a successful season. And I mean, you know what I mean? I think people want to try to remember the state Final Four as Cinderella. Y'all wasn't Cinderella.
Well, state Final Four was junior year.
Junior year, I'm sorry.
Junior year.
90-91 is your junior year. Yeah, my apologies, okay.
Yeah,
my apologies. But I think they try to make it seem like it was Cinderella, though.
They try to make it seem
it wasn't
like
Cinderella. I mean, y'all won 17, 18, 19 games that year, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. They try to put Cinderella on us all the time. I never understood that.
Yeah.
Because
well, that's why we're here today. We said for all you listeners out there, we setting the facts straight. Because I went back and looked some years ago, and I was like, this ain't no lucky team. These dudes won 17 games.
No, I wasn't no lucky team at all. Yeah. With my backcourt mate Tom Fagan.
Yes, indeed.
I had a great wing and Greg Gray, a great 3-point shooter, and Fred Pace. I mean, we had a strong team, balanced team. Yeah. And we beat some good teams going to the state that year.
100%.
We beat Portsmouth. Portsmouth was favored.
Yes, indeed. You beat them by 1. Yeah. Portsmouth. That was the regional finals.
There you go. Yeah. So we beat Linden pretty good. They was the #1 seed.
Yeah.
So I mean, we came and got some people because my sophomore year we went to the district championship. Yep. Lost to Bexley. Brian Raines was tough. They had a tough team.
Certainly.
And that didn't taste good. So we came back with some.
Got in the lab. Yeah. Guys worked. Typical West Side stuff, right? Got in the lab. Had a lot of fun. Yeah. So because I saw that. This was a couple years ago, before we even had the podcast. I'm just on my own, doing the work, and I was doing some research, and I looked and I said, this ain't no they didn't just luck, dude. Like this is a good ball team here, right? Yeah. And so I share it that way because you got I have a little something for you I want to show you.
Okay.
For my radio listeners, you all can't see this, but I'm a hand coach here, a piece of paper here.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you've ever taken a look at this before I pass it across. This is the box score. This is the box score from the state final. Have you ever seen this?
I've never seen the box score, but I can give you the,
You can give me the numbers, right?
The understanding of it.
Yeah,
because I got I broke my wrist in the beginning of the second
quarter. No, this isn't bad. Oh, no, this isn't bad at all. I'm gonna let you get to keep this. I was actually so I'm gonna share the facts for our listeners. Regional, y'all had. On top of all of the talent, y'all had a grit and a will to win. Regional semifinal game, Columbus Briggs 64, Tri-Valley 63. Y'all win a 1-point game. That's grit. Regional final game, Columbus Briggs 70, Portsmouth, 69.
Wow.
Y'all won back-to-back single-point games, right?
That was huge, yeah.
State semifinal, Final Four game. Columbus Briggs, 64. Dayton Chaminade Julian.
65.
Y'all had 3 one-point games in a row, man.
Okay.
And here's the beauty. I'm gonna let you have this, but the box score is in there, man. You had a solid 15. Tom Fagan had a 15. And I think who was on there that led y'all in that game?
That was Steve Felton.
Yeah,
that
Steve.
Was like yeah.
What did Steve play for you guys?
Steve was like a 4 or 5. 4 or 5. And he about 6'3".
Yeah.
Also, steady.
Yeah.
Steady. You talk about utility.
Right.
Steady, man. The role players that year, we just all fit. Everybody fit in what they did.
Certainly.
I can control the team and do a lot of things, but without those guys, man, Tom Fagan, he don't get enough credit for what he did to the game.
Hey, I recently bumped into Tom. Tom don't get enough credit, man.
He don't get enough credit, man, because of scoring. Everybody is scoring.
Right.
But everything else, he'll still get you 17, 18, but
all day
defense,
long.
Assists,
understanding,
playing
IQ.
off of a guy, IQ, playing off,
Yeah.
So,
Tom, you and Tom were two of the baddest dudes that I saw and trying to play, man, and really keep up. I remember seeing you guys play in the preview,
right?
Walnut Ridge, and I said, "Oh, them dudes we in the same division, right? That's back when we could have those pieces there. But you guys had a group of guys. This state Final Four game plays at St. John's, right? So before the shot was even built over there in that Olentangy area, like they call, y'all's in St. John's. Share with us what was that like, man? Give us a peek behind the curtain for that opportunity.
Practices and everything. It was just, first of all, the one good thing, and the whole school loved this sport. If you got a ticket for that game, you got to get out of school early that day because we played at 1 or 2.
Oh, nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then that was back in the day where they sit you in the
come
hotel.
on, man. Hey, Tone Rice, Tom Fagan, Briggs High School basketball got everybody an excuse out of school one day. Hey, that's like having a snow day that ain't a snow day.
Yeah.
Nice.
You
Okay.
Tickets, you got to leave. Right?
And let me see. Y'all had 12,000 fans of people that showed up. So if you was a kid at the school, buy you a ticket, get you a day out of there, right?
Get your day out of there.
Okay.
It was huge, man. I was just, like I said, knowing what I know now, even though I got injured in that game.
Oh, did you? In the Final Four game or the regional finals?
Actual game. That game we lost by 1. I couldn't use my right hand after the second quarter.
Okay.
So I had 13 of that in the first quarter. Now between me and you, I'm up here. I'm chasing Clark Kellogg's record.
Come on, let's get it right.
But I broke my wrist in the second quarter.
Wow.
Came back in. I was just like
Just facilitating
him, just being on the team and just doing that. And
right.
We missed some tough free throws down the stretch, but if we could have got that state, you know what I'm saying? You're looking back at it, that would have been so huge.
Right.
The history of Briggs and everything just to win the state. Now, getting there, even though I was hurt, isn't enough for what I believe that we could have done.
Certainly. But I'll share this though, man, in sports and having in the role that I'm in and having to see it from so many different angles, I have seen that from a competitive standpoint. Only one team is happy at the end.
Only one.
Because even if you make it to, let's say, the Super Bowl,
right?
If you in the Super Bowl, go ask San Francisco, right? San Francisco think they supposed to win it, right?
Absolutely.
But that's actually an amazing season, to get to the Super Bowl. That's an amazing season to get to the state Final Four, man. You have to win a lot of tough games. You have to win some gritty games. 3 one-point games in a row, 2 of them with a win. That's got to be a good feeling. So going into it though, St. John's playing where the Buckeyes play, is that all a part of the experience when you guys are thinking about it, and when you look back on it?
We look back on it, man. That was just like I said, we was friends, we was having fun.
Yeah.
You get to also, so we got them out of school, but we get to go down there like a team from out of state, stay in the hotel.
Yeah.
So they did us real nice, man, and just the experience of going to St. John's, seeing all them people.
Right.
It was surreal.
Do you still keep up with some of the guys on that team?
Yeah. A few guys came out to, Coach just passed. So a few guys came out to the funeral. We still good friends and everything.
Yeah. And still, and so now, from a coaching standpoint, we'll stick with Briggs for a minute here before we kind of transition. And now you're coaching and you're leading your alma mater. As you see it, what is it you want everyone to know about you, Coach Rice? Now, you know, I mean, we moved from Tone because I know Tone, right? I know Tone Rice. And obviously I've got to know Coach Rice over the years, but I know Tone Rice, right? So what do you want people to know about Briggs' program?
Briggs' program.
Your coaching, your style.
My coaching and my style is. Like I said, I didn't understand the basketball landscape when I came into it. So everything I got was I was fighting for it. I always felt the underdog.
Okay.
So.
Did you really think you was an underdog?
I always thought I was an underdog.
Oh,
Because I went to Briggs.
Yeah,
Briggs still has the same feel on it as it always had. People are like, where's Briggs at? It's like, what's Briggs? Where Briggs at? So it's always been that way.
Okay.
So I've always had to prove myself to whether it's the players, whether it's the more not much as the players, because the players started to understand.
Right.
But the people who didn't know who Briggs was. When you went to Briggs, they'll still do it.
Oh, wow, okay.
And I understand that during that time, Briggs was totally different than where we are now.
No doubt. Yeah, I got you.
So me being there, I like to try to get these young men some of that fight that I had. You need a lot of talent, but I still believe I think a lot of these kids, a lot of them from all the schools, what they miss is confidence from doing anything. Once you get the confidence, once you're confident, you can almost conquer whatever you want.
You can do anything.
That's what I see a lot of that. They lack that when they come in. So I just want to, I just, fighting over there, Briggs. When I got in this thing, man, like I told you, I didn't understand it. I just thought, the winning is me seeing a kid go from, like, I got a young man that's playing in Clark State. I just looked at the box score. He don't know this. Yeah. He just played my other guy, Curry and Mauricio. Mauricio just played Curry the other day. Okay. Mauricio was like
two of your former players?
Two of my former players.
Nice, okay.
I look at the thing, I see Mauricio had 20. Nice. I ain't told him that yet, but he a guy that he got cut his 7th grade year. He about 5'8". Okay. Freshman year. He messing up in class and everything, and he asked me, but I want to go to college. He told me that. I said, well, listen, man, I don't know. I can't promise you're going to go to college from Talontsville. Right. I can't tell you this. Worry about what you can control. 100%. From then on, his grades he knocked his grades out and everything. One of my hardest workers I ever had to train. Yeah. So when I see the 20 and I see what he be doing. Right. It's just,
bring a nice smile to your face. Absolutely. Yeah. You mentioned something, and I hope all the coaches, when you're listening to this episode with Coach Rice, one of the best to ever do it, in my opinion, man. Coach, you shared something about confidence. Yeah. You know what I mean? I want you coaches, when you're listening, turn this part up right here for me, in my opinion. And I share this with coaches at meetings. You know this, right? Sometimes y'all think I talk too much, right? I get it, man. But I share this because here's the thing. You can make or break a kid's spirit.
All day.
Like I remember one time I was talking to a coach, man, and he was like almost, and this wasn't one of our league coaches. This is a different school district, but he was like almost boisterous about all the kids he had ran off. I said, that ain't just because anybody can run kids off. That ain't no big deal. How many kids can you retain? How many kids can you help inspire to want to keep out there and giving of their time and whatnot? And I often, when I look at teams, I look beyond, especially in basketball, because I've just been around this sport my whole life. I look beyond the 5 or 7 kids in the rotation. I look to see, are the kids that's on the bench that know they not getting in that game, are they still tied in? Exactly. Because that's coaching, in my opinion. Yeah. For me to keep you a part of what we're doing, even though night in and night out you're probably not going to play. Right. I look at the body language, and I see a lot of teams, and I don't think and I'm calling some of you coaches out. Y'all know who y'all are. Look down your bench every once in a while, and you see a kid sitting there down at the end with his hand, with his chin in his hand, disengaged. He's just going through the motions. You got to connect with everybody on your team. That confidence is important, and I've seen it from multiple sports. And you sharing that, I think, is like for me, that's huge and powerful, man. Yeah,
it's so huge for me. Yeah, I see a kid come in with little confidence. You just have I don't care if I just give him just a little boost. Yeah, just a little boost.
So here's where I want to shift to, man. You leave Briggs High School, and you go where?
I go out to New York, Wagner College.
Wagner College. Where's that at in New York?
Staten Island.
Staten Island. So you near the city?
I'm right near. Well, yeah, it's crazy how I ended up there, but I'm right near the city.
Tell us how you ended up there, because I think most people, no one knows. Right. So this is the platform.
Well, this is the platform. A lot of people, man, they'll say something like, "Well, you just went to Wagner. Wagner's D1."
Yeah, 100%. I know that.
I come in. I know. I come in. I come in this. Starting varsity my freshman year, you start to get a little big head in terms of not working out and doing the things that you used to do.
Okay.
So my grades slipped.
Okay.
So going into my senior year, I know Marquette and a few other teams came to visit me my junior year.
Okay.
Kevin O'Neill and my grandmother bought new furniture and everything.
Yeah. So, good for her, man. What's grandmother's name? You didn't mention her
Bernice Rice.
Bernice Rice. Give love here.
So she went on bought some new furniture and everything. So then my grades wasn't right. Kevin O'Neill, Bobby Knight, a few people was recruiting me heavy.
Certainly.
So he had to move on. He grabbed Tony Miller.
Okay, yeah.
If you remember.
Yeah.
So, but he called up Wagner. He told Wagner.
On behalf.
He told Wagner, because his friends was over there.
Yeah.
If you can get this guy, you better get him.
Yeah.
So Wagner was going to take me, going prop or regardless.
Yeah, okay.
So that's how Wagner is. So they called me up, never seen me play.
Wow.
Never seen me play.
Yeah.
Come visit. So I go visit. Because I want to go to New York.
Sure.
I ain't really never seen the city, so I'm really using my visit to go see the city.
Doubt.
As soon as I hit campus,
you got to take advantage of it,
as soon as I hit the campus, I want to go to the city.
Yeah.
So I come back home. He told me, I'm going to give you a few days, right? Tony Rice to think about it.
Yeah.
We got a big man. He ended up transferring, going to LSU, but they were telling me that he was going to the league. He was a sophomore from Yugoslavia. So he said, I'm going to give you a few days.
When I was in school, we had a big Croatian big man. My guy, Niska Tarle. I remember big Niska,
Yeah, he sent me back home. Say, go give me a couple days to think about it. Well, he didn't give me a couple days. I get back home. That Monday, I come home. I used to cut hair.
Okay.
Cutting a couple of my guys' hair. We at home. The head coach called me. He, what you thinking? All excited. What you going to do? What you going to do? Now, this is around February, that time.
Okay.
February, March. What you gonna do? All excited and everything. And I'm like, I'm dragging my feet because in my mind, I'm thinking I'm knowing this, I'm thinking I'm a little too big for Wagner. That's the mindset you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
So my grandmother eavesdropping.
Good for her. Doing what she's supposed to do.
Yeah,
she's doing her job.
She downstairs eavesdropping.
We got phone. On my kids sometimes. She's supposed to eavesdrop.
She eavesdropping. Yeah. So he tell me, he go over his numbers. All you got to do is sign it.
Right.
I said, well, can you? As soon as I said, can you, she go ahead and interrupt. Send it. He coming.
Boom, boom.
Wasn't no question, no nothing. He coming.
Good for her.
I go downstairs. I said, what you mean? That's 500 miles away, Grandma. I don't care how far away. You first one in our family go, you out of here. You know what I'm saying? So after that, it was a wrap.
So I mean, like, because I wondered, and as a kid, I don't know the process either.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just hearing stuff, and like I said, for people who try to, I always say this because I'll get people who will nitpick it. Our community, our basketball community. For some reason, we like to tear each other apart.
There you go.
Let's stop that silliness. But I say that to say, I always say, man, if it was so easy, man, why ain't all of us going to school and doing this stuff? Man, we got let's stop that, right? Like there's some other pieces to the recipe that got to take place, man.
Yeah.
And so I share that because I remember hearing you, and all in my mind is like 100% that he's playing in college because I always thought you was out cold. I've shared that with you, and we've played a little bit as adults in our 20s. I never got the best of you. I can say it. I'm humbled. I mean, most games you dogged me. I ain't got no problems with that, man. I can say that, man. You was, what I mean? You was a tough guard for me, man. To be very honest. But now you're at Wagner. You're in New York, and I would be willing to bet you got a million fun stories.
Oh,
but you're like the all-time assist leader or something to that nature, or to the top, man. Like so you got up there and just share in general, man, kind of your memories and how your time went at Wagner.
Wagner was Wagner again. It was an experience. I had an instrumental was my guidance counselor and my real heavy because my grandmother got a little sick. So my son's mother, named Mary Wingfield, was very instrumental in helping me. She took me up to school. Yeah. She did a whole lot of things for me to help transition.
And I know Mary Wingfield, she's got a good heart, man.
Oh, real good heart, great heart. So she helped me transition into that. Without her, I don't know because, again, my first year was heavy for me. So Wagner, my freshman year, things didn't go well. I didn't get the playing time I wanted. I was one. They all thought I was going to start, but again, you got to be in shape. So a lot of things that you kind of tie into when you go D1.
100%.
It ain't all about just who the better player is.
That's exactly right.
I had to learn that. Then after my grades got to dipping, so me, I turned back into a gym rat. There was a guy.
You leaned on what you know.
Quincy Lewis was his name. He was like a JUCO senior, so he was a little older, took me up under his wing. He taught me how to go to class. Right. I'm in the gym with him. He taught me the whole routine on how to get this done.
Certainly.
The next thing you know, after that, I started every game. I was going to, the assistant coach came to me because my son he was just born. Okay. My sophomore year. Okay. Assistant coach thought I was going to leave. I didn't leave. because they tried to tell me I was too big to play the point. So what I did after the season was I got with Quincy. I got on the treadmill 5 days a week at 7.0. They showed me how to do it. Got my weight down and everything. And like I said, I started every game from then on and had some real big games. My junior year, they gave me a nickname. And the nickname, and you get you a nickname. It was called Mr. Everything.
Yeah.
For the points, assists, and the rebounds.
Certainly.
Yeah, for everything that year. So it was good.
The beauty of what you just shared, and somewhat similar, man. When I got to school, my bread and butter was always quickness.
Exactly.
Right. And in high school, I could just get past guys. It is. I mean, it's not too many guys that's going to be able to keep a quick guard, lateral, who can handle a little bit, get to the lane, make passes, do whatever, right? But I got to school, and I could get around guys, but I wasn't strong enough to do anything when I got around. So even the slightest bump from a stronger person, I go from being in the lane to being out of bounds down there. You know what I mean? And I remember saying one time in a practice, man, I said, well, man, that's a foul, coach. You think that's a foul? Ain't no foul. Start going. And from then on, man, it was like I had to realize, I got to get way stronger.
Yes.
Right? I'm not even anywhere near strong enough to compete with these guys. These guys are so much stronger than me. And then, and obviously there's a weight program, but it was foreign to me. It wasn't a big thing when I was a kid in high school. And that's part of what I've even tried to bring to the school district. Let's have that as a possibility. Let's get some strength and conditioning so kids can understand and maybe be ready. So looking back on it, man, favorite memory, man, basketball, playing favorite memory. Briggs, Wagner, whatever, man. Share that with everybody, man. What's the favorite memory out there for you, man?
My favorite memory playing, period?
Yeah. Like when somebody says to you, take me back to that time, man, what pops in your head?
Take me back to that time. I mean, again,
and I know you probably have a lot of them, but which one rises to the top?
My favorite memory, just playing back. Well, you remember the Worthington League.
100% I do.
Probably scoring 44 against Jim Jackson. That's probably my favorite.
That's a fun day right there. Especially, and we were lucky in Central High around then because before the NBA became whatever it is right now, guys would kind of come back to their hometowns and play.
And play for real.
And play for real. Yeah. So we were lucky to see, what would you say? It was probably at least 9 pros.
Oh, man.
Nick, Nick was there, Corey Blunt, Gary, Jimmy.
And then about 25 hungry guys that wasn't pros wanting to be pros.
That's exactly right. Then another 20 guys who could play, who might have thought we were pros or thought we whatever we thought we might have been, you know what I mean, that could play. I was, you know what I mean, You guys did a lot of good stuff. You did a lot of good stuff, man. I told you a half an hour goes by quick.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We can't get your entire body of story. But even though you're a first timer, I'm gonna put you on the spot also, man. You ain't getting out of here because we're one-on-one.
Right.
You ain't getting out of here without this one today. So let's take we're gonna take a 25, 30-year stretch. Columbus City League, give me your top 5, man. Give me your starting 5.
25, 20. What's 25 to 30?
You get to start with like 88.
88. 30 from there.
88 to present. Give me your
you
start.
Give me the start. Give me my 5.
And you only get 5.
I only get 5.
You get 5. You get 5 and a 6 man.
City League from then to then. Wow.
Who you going with?
Wow. In the City League.
Yeah, you got not Central
High.
High.
Out straight City League work. Not what they did after that, what they did in the city.
Yeah, straight what they did. Who you going with?
But I don't want to miss nobody, but I'm going to go
I know you are. You got that's the whole point of the question, man. Get you a little uncomfortable. For the radio listeners, hey, Coach Rice right now, he moving a little bit. He ain't did this the whole game. He been solid the whole game. Now
what I've seen
and
what I witnessed, man, and just really no answers for when I seen them in the City League.
Come on, they give me the countdown too. You don't get to keep stalling, man.
Let's go.
Come on, you got to give us something. What you got, man?
All right, let me go with I'm gonna go with Ed Jenkins.
Yes, indeed.
I gotta go with Ed Jenkins at the 5.
Yes, indeed. I don't know if people really understand.
I gotta go with for City League alone. I gotta go with Big Fella Sullinger at the 4.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
He did something no one ever did.
That's right.
I don't think he lost a game in the city.
Yeah.
So 4, Sully at the 4. Top 5 in the city. Wow. At my 3, man, my guy don't get enough love.
Give it to him. Who you got?
At my 3, Curtis Simmons. Out of Marion Franklin.
Blessings.
Don't get enough love.
Blessings. Big
Kurt.
Don't get enough. Come on, man.
Curtis Simmons don't get enough love.
Rode, man. They rode, and he had a fun time at OU, man. Kurt said, Badger, I saw Kurt maybe 2 years ago at a game. And went and spoke, man, and we had a great conversation for a moment.
Right.
Yes, indeed. Hey, that's a great pick right there at number 3. I love that.
At that 3.
Yeah.
At my wing, man, I gotta go with I know they
the microphone is watching right now.
At my wing, at the 2 or whatever, because we gotta win. If my start, I gotta go with I'm gonna go with Tommy Fagan.
I love it. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Fagan. You know what I'm saying? He going with me.
Yes, indeed.
So at my 1, I'm gonna go ahead and put because I always loved this man's game when he was younger. Trey Burke.
Big one. Love
Burke.
It. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
That's my 5.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
You get one more to throw out there, man. Any position. Who's that? Who's
coming off the
next
bench?
Guy? Yeah, who's that 6th guy?
Coming off the bench. See, it was big man time back then. So coming off the bench, you have to go with Tone Watson.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Tone Watson
did his. He was a problem wherever he went.
Yeah. Yes, indeed he was. Hey, man, that's the beauty of that question for us, and I think you got to be a basketball guy a little bit. Our DNA, we all kind of get it. I hope that we can continue to have a large city brotherhood and understand it. But there's so many guys.
So many guys.
So
I miss a whole lot of guys.
Yeah, even with just what you named, we got McDonald's All-Americans out there. We got first-team All-State guys.
All that.
And then we got guys that never maybe got the recognition, because even on your own list, you're not on your list. And you belong on all the lists, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the beauty of it is that we got so many guys, man.
We got so many.
And I'm blessed that the school district and us, we had this platform to be able to share it. You're one of those guys.
Right.
You know what I mean? So today, man, we showering love on you.
Yeah. Thank you for having
guys.
me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I always like to allow guests, man, as we get out of here, man, if you got anybody you want to share some love to, we give shout-outs. I say it every show, and this show is no different, man.
You give shout-outs. Yeah. Well, like I said, I will shout out Miss Mary Wingfield.
Yeah.
I'll definitely shout out Charles Willis, Nate Mitchell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Hilltop Keith
Hill. Yes, indeed. Keith is a legend.
Yeah, R.I.P. my head coach.
Yeah.
So Mr. Paul Pinnell.
Yeah.
Like I said, Miss Helm. These are the people that I would definitely like to shout out. I'd definitely like to shout out Miss Drafts for giving me the opportunity.
Nice.
Head coach.
Bring you in.
Briggs High School.
Start to cut your teeth.
She got me in.
Yeah.
She believed in me years ago before.
Certainly.
So I definitely like to shout out Miss Drafts.
Certainly. Hey, man, Tone Rice, if I can say it, Coach Rice, hey, man, you know what you're doing. Columbus City, we behind you.
Yeah.
I'm humbled to sit down with you in this context, man, and chop it up and have a good time. For all of y'all out there, I don't know if Coach has any social media pages, so don't jump on him too bad about his top 5. Don't beat him up too much, man. If you ask him why he didn't put you on his top 5, but you know what I mean, we have such a beautiful thing here. We all keep on working. I got to read the outro, but to our guests, man, appreciate you being here with us today.
Yes.
For all our listeners, catch future episodes on radio, WCBE 90.5 FM. Catch us on Spotify, Apple, whatever platform you listen to your favorite podcast. And everybody out there, man, follow the show on Instagram, IG, at City League Sports 614. We had a lot of fun today. Coach Rice, appreciate you. Until next time, this is City League Sports.
My God, thank you.
Yeah.